Hi everybody, this is Kristen Kelly on behalf of Medela, bringing you your latest and greatest COVID updates of the week. So let's get to your questions. The first question that we got was, how can I help my kids navigate this season of time? And that's a great question. So I think the first thought that came to mind was to listen to their concerns, ask them open-ended questions, see how they're feeling, engage their concerns, their thoughts, and their ideas. The second is establish a routine. So maintaining a routine provides them with some consistency in an uncertain time. Empower their ideas for what the family could do during the week. Maybe they have some ideas for games to play or ways to help other people. You can engage them in how to show kindness in the world. So get their ideas for how to help other people, or maybe they have an idea to call a family member that we haven't talked to in a long time. Their ideas, they may come up with some great ways to show compassion and kindness in the world. Observe. So observe and watch for changes in behavior, anything that might signal that they're having a tough time coping with this time. And then lastly, teach and remind. So teaching them how to wash their hands, how to use great prevention strategies, like covering your cough or sneezing into a tissue. Making this fun so they can sing the happy birthday song while they wash their hands to ensure that they clean their hands the right way. And then reminding them that this is just a season, it will come to pass, and to give them something to look forward to as well. I know for my son, we planned some activities for when he can see his friends again. What would they do, and who would he want to get together with? And that gives them something to look forward to when the quarantine season is up. Next question that we got was related to face masks. What are some tips and tricks that you have related to face masks? So great question. Related to face masks, a couple things that are important to note. You want to wear them out when you do go out into public. You also want to ensure that they are form-fitting to your face, and that if they're wet or dirty, that you change them frequently. So making sure that you're laundering them and keeping them clean is important. If they are wet or soiled, ensure to not wear that out, but to wash it and reuse it, or to grab a new face mask if you're using disposable ones. And then the last question that we got was related to the COVID-19 mom that is in the hospital. What are some tips for using pumps within the hospital during this COVID season? So the CDC did reissue some guidelines this past week that advised moms with COVID-19 to avoid using shared multi-use breast pumps. So for those of you that are working in the hospital, it is important to give them their own dedicated pump that they can leave in the room for the duration of their stay that isn't shared with other non-COVID moms in the hospital. So that would be the ideal scenario, as a dedicated in-room pump. If that is not possible and you need to share a breast pump, then I think it is important to ensure that we go over your hospital pump cleaning strategies. So trying to do a lot of double checks to ensure that you're cleaning your pump after use between isolation patients and non-isolation patients, or trying to take one pump and making that the COVID pump that's used for the COVID suspected or confirmed moms in the hospital, and then using other pumps for the non-COVID moms. So really it's about keeping clean and dirty separation of isolation patients and non-isolation patients, as well as those pumps. If you cannot use dedicated pumps, then it is important to have really good and thorough cleaning strategies. So after use of the pumps, that they are given a really good and thorough cleaning with a hospital approved disinfectant that your infection prevention team has approved for use, for COVID patients, and to spot check those processes and or audit them to make sure that the pumps are not a source of contamination in the unit. So be extra vigilant about who else is using the pump, spot check your cleaning strategies, and ensure that they are thorough and they're being followed according to policy. So as far as resources go, just a reminder that Medela is keeping an up-to-date website with resources for all the information about COVID-19. So click on the link in this banner on the top of the website to visit the site. And then lastly, we hope that you're all staying safe, healthy, and informed, and we look forward to seeing you all next week.